and I'm not sure these were your words to paraphrase, but others have, which is often universalism is used as a cloak in which to advance ethnic interests or your own religious interests, which are invariably tied to an ethnic group. So thinking about the story behind the hard multiculturalism or the asymmetric multiculturalism that someone like Professor Eric Kaufmann would talk about, and which I think we can see in action in the United Kingdom, where host population suppressed, don't want any of that out there. That's why there's been such a pushback against the flags going up, talking about, as you said, this is making people uncomfortable, it's Nazism, it's whatever. But this is all downstream of having celebrated every other culture and people and their religious ceremonies and all the rest of it. The question I've got for you then is, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it that you have the organized minority of ruling elites that are concerned with creating a global village, one in which we'll trade freely and we move around freely and it's a cosmopolitan utopia, that have pushed this on everyone? Is it actually because there has been a transfer of large ethnic diasporas into countries that are organizing themselves and then are getting close to seats of power, or just being intransigent and saying this is what we want for our own people and it informs the policy? Or is this not an either or thing? Is this a both and, they're both working together?
Well, I mean, I think the second group that you talk about there's a certain degree of opportunism and there's a certain degree of just what Karl Marx said, we find that we can't really choose the conditions that we find ourselves in, but you do have control over what you do in them, right? So to a certain extent, the second group of people you said, you mentioned there, are just trying to do the best they've got with what they've been dealt, right? So you can't, I have a kind of less negative view of those people because they're just doing what they're going to do, okay? Really, I would like to put all the focus on our rulers, our ruling class, and the set of assumptions or the set of ideas that have got us here. I also think, I think it's important to stress, and I know not everybody agrees with me on this, but I think that in their heart of hearts, they would prefer the different ethnic groups to lose their specific character. They would actually prefer everybody to join the melting pot. And you can retain some residue of your indigenous character, okay, your Indianness or your, I don't know, if you're in America, your blackness or whatever, okay? They'll let you retain some version of that, but it has to be reduced to the level of the theme park. It's like, well, if you're Mexican, that's very nice. You can have your nachos and your Taco Bell or whatever, but really the bottom line is you have to join everyone else in the big gay disco. And so sometimes you see tension between, I guess, what you'd call kind of ethnically driven minority figures in the leftist coalition, whether it's Muslims in this country or black nationalists in America, who just want what's best for their own people, which often comes with a kind of social conservatism, i.e. they don't want all the LGBT stuff. They want to maintain their traditions. They want to just do what is best for them as they see it. There's often a tension between those people and the kind of universalists who want to, bring people into John Lennon world. And funny enough, that actually happened at the Your Party conference a couple of days ago, where they were playing John Lennon's Imagine. I'm not even making this up now. Sounds like I made it up. They were playing John Lennon's Imagine as an anthem, and the Muslims in the crowd said, hold on a second, he's saying Imagine there's no religion. We're hardcore Muslim, what are you doing? And it caused a problem within Your Party, because there you saw the core Boomer Truth value rubbing up against one of the client groups of the power structure that's built around Boomer Truth, which in this country is the so-called Muslim community. And they were at loggerheads, and you expect to see these fallings out more and more. as it becomes clear that this vision is not going to stop, this, whatever it is that animates this, will not stop until it's destroyed every culture, every religion, every country, cannot stand anything outside itself. That's why it has to bomb